as we do question 9, I recommend that you read the information and you write it in the probability or the normal distribution notation. So we've got apples from a grower normally distributed, so the characteristic X is approximately normally distributed with a mean 173 grams, standard deviation 34. So we're looking for the characteristic of apples weighing less than 130 grams. Find the percentage of apples from this crop which were too small to sell. So we're asked to find the probability that the characteristic we're looking at, too small, is less than 130 grams. And we know the mean and we know the standard deviation, so we can put it in our calculator. So go to the stats menu. And the distribution is normal. And we're adding probabilities together, so it's normal cumulative distribution. The lower limit we write as 1 to the power negative 99. The upper is 130. Standard deviation of 34. Mean 173. And so the probability is 0.10298. And the percentage that are too small will be 10.3%. So for part B, we find the probability that in a picker's basket of 100 apples, more than 10 apples were too small to sell. So this is turned into a binomial probability distribution because either they're too small or they're large enough. So we've got a binomial distribution. So the characteristic Y, we'll call it, is approximately distributed binomially. The number of trials, the number so 100 trials, the number of success is 10, and so X equals 10, or Y, sorry, we put a Y, should be equal to 10. Now the probability of success, we've got to work that out. So we've actually already worked out the probability. So we're going to have 10 apples out of 100, and the probability is 0.103. That the apples are smaller. So when I reread the question, find the probability that in a picker's basket of 100 apples, more than 10 apples were too small to sell. So we actually, if we work out how the probability of 10 being too small to sell, then it's 1 minus the answer. So the main thing is the binomial distribution, and because binomial it's discrete data, you've got to put 0 in your calculator. So let's get up the calculator. So when we go back out, this time distribution, binomial distribution, we're adding it up together. We don't want list, we want the variable data. So we want 10 out of 100. The probability was 0.103. So the probability that 10 or less are smaller is 0.544. So the probability that more than 10 apples are small is the rest. Which equals 0.446 or 0.45.